Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. It's a beautiful day here in Manitou Springs. The sun is shining, the snow is melting, and we're coming off a wonderful weekend that is Easter weekend for some. Just another ordinary weekend for others. But nonetheless, it's been a great start to the week and a wonderful opportunity to rejuvenate, which is the theme of the classes this week and the Manitou Meditation Immersion. Rejuvenation, renewal, rebirth, all those good re-words, and yes, even reunion to bring yoga fully into it. So this morning's practice is going to be a little bit more on the vigorous side, a little fast-moving to start after pranayama, of course. Since you're practicing at home and not in the physical presence here, the usual cautions apply if the practice is a little too fast for you today, or anything and the postures go beyond where you feel you are in your practice today. Simply relax, come out of a pose, retreat to lying on the back in Shavasana, being in devotional pose, which is on your knees with hips and heels together and the arms spread forward, or standing, or some other pose that brings you a little bit of peace and ease until you can rejoin with the movement. Let's begin with pranayama this morning. We'll just start by finding a comfortable seat. If you're not already seated, don't have the bolsters you need, pull them off the couch or from the yoga closet, whatever you've got there at home. And move the body side to side, front to back. Just bringing a little bit of movement into things before we sit for a few moments and breathe. Shake anything out that you need to. And then find the sits bones firmly rooted on the floor. Make any final adjustments to the feet to get comfortable. And take your first conscious breath in. Grounding into the sits bones, lift the belly out of the hips, lower back out of the hips, shoulders up slightly. Let them slide back down, exhale. Inhale again. Exhale, release. Each time you inhale and exhale, feel the spine lengthen, the heart open, and on the exhale, relax into it. Release the breath out. This morning's breath will be Rudrananda's double breath. Just a few more rounds of conscious breath on your own before we begin. You can do these breaths with eyes open or closed. Some people find that closing the eyes, or at least bringing the gaze down toward the feet, toward the lap, helps rein in the energy and helps them find a more contemplative space. On the other hand, if you're someone who gets all kinds of visions that are distracting or colors behind your eyes when your eyes are closed, having the gaze forward and a little bit and the eyes open can really help you stay grounded. So pick what works for you. Rudrananda's double breath. Inhale consciously through the nose on a count of 10. The height of the breath, retain the breath for 10 seconds. Swallow and let out about 15 to 20% of the breath as you hold the stomach firm. Inhale again, count of 10 seconds. Hold 10 seconds. And exhale 10 seconds. Take your time letting the energy out. Full breath in through the nose. And release. The whole point of this breath is to charge up your system. Bring energy into the chakras of the body. Another breath in. Full breath out. Relax the face and jaw. Relax the throat. Relax the back of the neck. We'll do another round of the double breath. Inhale for 10 seconds. Retain the breath. 10 seconds. Swallow and let out 15% of the breath. Maybe more, maybe 20 or 30%. Tone the abdomen. Inhale again, 10 seconds. Retain the breath. Ten-second exhale. Return to a normal breath. If your eyes are closed, open eyes, flutter the lids. Bring hands to heart center. Exhale, bow. Now come to a standing position. Maybe come through table, move the feet out, walk the hands back, and round up all the way to standing. When you get there, bring feet closer together, hips width. Press into feet, lift the heart. Tuck the chin. Exhale, hands forward. Inhale, press into feet again. This time, lift and spread out the toes. Tuck the tailbone. So the energy rises in the body. Lift up into the solar plexus. Lift the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Exhale, roll them back down. Drop the toes. Inhale, arms up. Separating the hands. Bend to the left side. As you bend, keep the belly in and keep the left hip back in line with the right hip. Meanwhile, lengthen the right arm. Inhale up. Then bend to the other side. Same rules apply. Inhale up. One more time each side. Those of you who are new to this class, in warm-up, we almost always work the 6 directions of the spine. That is a side bend or 2 to each side, a twist to each side, forward folds and back bends. Getting the body going for the rest of the practice and reducing the chances that we'll have any injury as we move along. On the twists, keep the hips forward and begin the twist by exhaling and shifting from the lower part of the upper body first. Working up the torso, the head is the last to twist. Inhale, arms up. Bend forward. Bend the knees deeply here. Really let your hips drop down. The ribs might even come right onto the thighs. Now with the hands on the ground, begin to lift the hips. Feel the whole back body lengthen, not just the legs, but also the upper body. And then come back down. This time let the neck and head go. If you're like me, you might hear the beard scratching on the microphone. And perhaps you don't have a beard. In any case, let your head go forward. Totally relax the neck and shoulders and shake the head yes and no. With hands on the floor, lift the hips once again. Lengthen lower and upper body. Now with a neutral spine, a flat back, and long legs, come all the way up to standing. This is not the usual rounding up. This is coming up all at once in a flat position. Next, inhale, press into the feet and lift the hands. This time, hands are together. Express the hips forward as you lift through the heart into a back bend. When you start off with back bends in the morning, no need to really crane the neck back. Really, you're lifting in the back of the neck as well as opening the throat. Work more in bringing the arms up by the ears. Exhale, hands down to heart center, return to an upright position. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Step back with the right foot, and then the left, into a plank position. Come down to knees first if you like, or straight down from a push-up position. Inhale, pressing into the hands, lift the chest. Maybe we start with baby cobra or cobra this morning. Maybe you're not quite ready yet for up dog, but if you are, up dog is okay. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, exhale, downward facing dog. Lift the right leg in the air behind you. Step forward in between the hands. Left leg follows. Inhale all the way up to standing. This time you can round up. Arms overhead. Exhale, hands down to heart center. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Uttanasana. Step back. Left leg. Plant the hands. Step back, right leg. Down through chaturanga, knees first if you like. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, lift hips, tuck toes. Down dog. Left leg in the air behind you. Press down through right heel. Step forward in between the hands. Step forward with other leg. Forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing. This is sun salutation. Back bend. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Fold. Right leg back. Left leg back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Lift hips, tuck toes. Down dog. Right leg in the air. Step forward. Other leg. Forward fold. Inhale. All the way to standing. Back bend. Up. Exhale. Inhale, rise. Uttanasana. Left leg back. Right leg back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Left leg in the air, inhale. Step forward. Step again. Forward fold. Inhale, rise to standing. Back bend. Straighten up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Right leg back. Followed by left. Chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Right leg in the air. Step forward. Step again. Forward. Rise to standing. Back bend. Hands to heart center. Inhale. Forward fold. Left leg back. Plant hands. Right leg back. Chaturanga. Up dog. Tuck toes. Exhale, press into hands. Down dog. Left leg back in the air. Step forward. Step again. Forward fold. Rise to standing. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, arms up. Hands to heart center. Sun salutations. Step out with the right leg. Shift into Warrior Two position. In Warrior Two, the heel of the front foot is in line with the instep of the back foot. Hips are facing out this way. Roll the right hip back as you press into the feet. Roll the left thigh, or the right thigh open, excuse me. Left thigh back, right thigh open. Reverse the warrior. Back to Warrior Two. Straighten front leg. Hinge over into triangle. Pull the hips underneath you. Extend the hands in opposite direction. Maintain an even breath. Protect the front knee here with a micro bend. Press into both feet. Inhale. Rise to Warrior Two. Switch sides. Pivot the feet. Pressing into both feet still. Check the heel to instep alignment. Check the hip alignment. This time, right hip comes back. Left thigh rolls open. Lift out of a back bend so the spine is neutral. Tuck chin to shoulder. Fierce gaze. Reverse the warrior. If the front toes are gripping, release them somewhat. Float back down. Straighten front leg. Bring the lower ribs toward the thigh. Tuck the right hip, the hips in general, underneath the body. Reach in opposite directions. Full breath here. And rise back to standing, pressing into both feet to lift the heart. Recommit to the bend in the front knee. Warrior two. Turn toes forward. Lift the hands up. Express the hips forward, back bend and star. Hands through heart center. Exhale, forward fold. Hands can come straight down to the floor or out to ankles or toes. Find what's comfortable for you. Lengthen the hamstrings. Tuck the tailbone. Tone the core and come halfway up. Palms can be at shins now. Exhale, forward fold again. Inhale, rise all the way to star. Turn the right toes out. Drop into warrior two. This time we'll drop the right forearm down to the thigh and circle the left arm. An extended side angle. Utthita Parshva Konasana. If there's weight on this lower forearm, lift it. So long side angle here. So think about the space all the way from your left ankle, all the way up to the hip, all the way up the ribs, the side body, the armpit, the elbow, the wrist. Try and make a strong single line. Now lift the lower arm all together. Reach out. Draw the hands up together. Straighten front leg. And rotate over to the other side. Dropping arms on warrior two. Left leg is bent now. Full breath. Drop forearm. Circle right arm this time. Make that straight line from ankle all the way to wrist and fingertips. Take any weight off this lower arm. Last step can be to gaze all the way toward the fingertips. Feel this left shoulder coming underneath the right. Extend the arm. Lift up. Turn toes forward. Fold halfway down with arms at T. Really feel the life in the arms here. Wiggle the fingers. And exhale, forward fold all the way. If you'd like to accentuate this fold, you can clasp the hands behind the back. We'll bring the heels of hands together at the sacrum and opening the chest, rolling the shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. If and as you're ready, lift the hands over the back. Release the hands. Bring them down to floor. Shift the weight to the right leg and bend the right leg in Skandasana. Take in a breath. Bring your hands off the floor to heart center. Right elbow floats above right knee. Going further still if you can. Turn the toes upward and sink the left hamstring toward the floor. Full breath. Smile. Drop the toes. Shift the weight through the center line. Hands back down to floor. Bend the left leg. Extend the right. Keep the sole of both feet on the floor. Skandasana. Lift the hands, shifting the weight back to the left heel. Left elbow floats above the left knee. Tension in between the hands. Turn toes up on the right foot. Drop right hamstring. Some deep stretches pretty early on here. Take your time. And hands back down to center, toes face forward, lengthen both legs, forward fold. Shift weight into the hands, draw the feet in so that they're right behind the wrists, and then stand. In Utkatasana, awkward pose. In Utkatasana, lift the toes and draw your weight back. Hollow out the belly. Inhale all the way, pressing into the feet to lift the heart, and exhale into back bend. Search for the back of the room with the eyes. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center, full breath out. Check in with the heart rate here. Mine's going at a decent clip. Could just be because I'm talking. But maybe yours is too. In which case, after you take in a nice inhale, make the exhale twice as long. One more time. Step back with the right foot. One leg length. This time we're lining up the heels rather than heel and instep. And the hips face directly forward. You can even place your hands on your hips to make the adjustment, drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. Put some weight on the back foot, especially the line between the pinky toe and the heel. And then lift the hands. This is warrior one. Really drop into the pose here. Let the pelvic floor come down as you commit to the bend in the front leg. Now drop the left hand inside the left instep and raise the right arm up as you press into the right heel. Most of the weight is admittedly forward. Stay grounded through that right heel. Exhale, top hand down. It meets the lower hand. Left hand now comes up as the right hand moves on top of the left foot into a twist. Squeeze everything in toward the midline. Lengthen your neck. Open the heart in the twist. Exhale the top hand down. Press into both feet. Lift to warrior one. Step forward with the right leg. Hands through heart center, forward fold. Firm abdomen here in the forward fold. Tuck tailbone. Press into both feet, lift the heart to standing. Separate hands. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, rise upright. Exhale, hands through heart center. Step back with the left leg. Line up the heels once again and bring the hips forward. If you need to step out a little bit from that heel-to-heel alignment to get the hips forward, that's okay. Right hip draws back now, left hip comes forward. Weight in the back foot. Raise the hands. Commit to the bend. Warrior one. Last step, we'll rotate pinkies toward each other. Lengthen that back leg. And exhale, right hand down. Inside the instep of the right foot, left arm comes up. Exhale, top hand down to meet the bottom. Left hand comes on top of the right foot. Left arm goes up, twisting open. Once you find stability in the core here, ribs off the thigh, good lift in the hips, good lift in the core. You can turn your gaze upward to the upper hand, squeezing everything in toward the midline for stability. Find your fullest expression. Exhale, top hand down. Lift. Step forward. Utkatasana. Lift toes, shift weight back. Inhale up. Exhale, back bend. Inhale up. Step back with the right foot, heel to heel alignment, warrior one. Straighten front leg, drop the hands behind the hips. Interlace your fingers. Point the pointer fingers down toward the floor. Press into both feet, lift the heart up. Drawing the left hip back, hinge forward from the waist. Once you find the depth of your pose here, modify as you like. This can include lifting the toes of one or both feet. This can include raising the wrists. Notice how the body is constantly adjusting to the movement. Staying in tune with its balance. Exhale, hands down. Press into both feet. Rise to standing. Warrior one. A little shift here into balance. Many of you know Warrior 3. We drag the back foot forward, shifting the weight into the front leg as we straighten the front leg, reach out with the hands, and lift the back leg, hinging forward. Last and not least, torso comes in between the arms. Toes turn downward. One more lift to level the hips. And step down. Warrior 1, step forward. Forward fold. Palms to shins. Neutral spine. Forward fold. Inhale all the way to standing. Hands through heart center, arms up above. Step back with the left foot. Heel to heel alignment. Commit to the bend. Straighten front leg. Drop hands behind the back, one knuckle off where you were before. Square the shoulders. Fold over the front leg. Parsvottanasana. Once you've landed in the pose, establish yourself. Lift toes of one or both feet. Lift hands up over the back. If and only if you're ready. Know thyself. Know what you're ready for today. Use your breath as an ally. Full exhale, deep in the pose. Inhale, press into both feet. Unbind the hands. Warrior 1, return. Take a moment to regroup. Shift the back leg forward. Stand into the front leg. Hinge forward from the hips. Warrior 3. Breathe into the base leg. Lift the rear heel. Turn the pinky toes down. Square the hips. And exhale, step down. Inhale, arms up. Step forward. Swan dive. Forward fold. Inhale, palms to shins. Forward fold. Rise all the way to standing. Round up. Let shoulders drop down. Exhale. Step out. Well, maybe one leg length in between the feet. Let the toes track out and the knees go with the toes in that same direction. The hands are on the thigh. Bring them up near the floating rib. And now sink the hips. This is horse. In horse, we'll pulse up and down. So start down, exhale, drop, hover, inhale up, drop, hover, inhale up. We'll do this for the next 15 or 20 seconds. Find a rhythm for yourself. It's okay if the legs get shaky. Just breathe into it. Five more seconds. And a last sink. And lift all the way, turn the toes forward, hands behind the back once again. Hinge forward. Into a fold. From here, you have lots of options. Stay in the fold, stay right where you are. Lift the wrists up over the back, bringing the top of the head toward the floor. Or if you have any kind of stand in your practice, headstand or handstand, you can bring the hands forward and come into that. Up to you. Another option, of course, here is crow. It involves bringing the knees behind the triceps, shifting the weight forward, and then lifting the feet with the arms as a stand for the knees. Gaze comes forward. Continue to breathe wherever you are. If you're in headstand, take a moment longer, gaze toward the third eye center, deepen in the breath. If you're in crow, step out of crow. If you're where I am, take just one last moment for a full breath. Headstanders, come out. Everyone, walk the hands forward. Bring the knees back toward the midline. Come into a table position. And then from table, walk the hands forward and push into them. Bring the hips and heels together. And then once the connection is made, bring the chest forward. Last and not least, the forehead comes to the floor. Ah, sweet devotional pose. Even though this is a resting pose, it's a very active one. Notice that the elbows are off the ground. Notice how if you tune in with the breath, you can almost feel a pranic energy coming in through the nose, circulating in the body. First it washes down the throat, then over the heart, and then it pervades your entire form. It's almost like a nectar, really. Feel the sweetness of it. The energy that it brings, the rejuvenation, the completeness. Now lift out of devotional pose. Slide the hands back. Press into knees, shins, and tops of feet. Tuck the toes, and then take a little hop forward into a seated position. Easy pose. Palms upward, still receiving energy. Bend the right leg, bringing the right thigh to the sole of the left foot. Things may feel a little janky here. The body's kind of in an awkward position. Maybe the hips don't totally touch the floor. Nonetheless, relax into that right quadricep muscle, right hip. Let the right sits bone come as close as it can toward the floor. You can make modifications at home too. You can lengthen this right leg out a little bit more, so bring the sits bone completely on the floor. Raise the hands. We'll twist to the left side. And remember, as we twist, the hips stay forward. Activate the twist with an exhale. In this particular twist, bring the left hand closer to the sacrum and lengthen the spine. Inhale, arms up, untwist. Bring the right foot over the left knee. And now we'll exhale and activate the twist to the other side so that the left elbow comes to the right knee. Note how much or how little you can release the right buttock here. Notice the relationship between the breath and the twist. And then move the right hand toward the sacrum. Unwind. Change the foot position. So now it's the left thigh that's in touch with the sole of the right foot. Make any adjustments with the left leg that you need to. Press into the sits bones, lift the hands up, and twist to the right. Deepen in the twist with one last breath out. Untwist. Left foot steps over. Sole of the left foot is firmly on the floor. Raise the hands once again. Exhale, twist. This time to the left. Imagine a line of energy that spans the back body, roughly equivalent to the space of the spine, moving in opposite directions even as you twist. Relax the left hip, the left buttock muscles. One last breath to deepen and twist. Inhale, unwind. Now the soles of the feet come together in front of your body. Reach up the arms again and lean forward as if you were folding like a piece of paper with your waistline as the crease. Keep a neutral spine to start. You might even gently arch the back to accentuate the core doing its work. And then as you come as far down as you can in that position, let the hands go to tops of feet or bind them underneath the calves and round forward. Inhale, press into sits bones to lift the heart to standing. Bring the knees together. Rock on the backs of sits bones. Elbows at ribs. Palms upturned. Lift into Paripunanavasana. Slow and steady, with ease and control. Open the heart. Imagine someone's got hands at the base of the spine. The heels of the hands are at your kidneys, and they're just gently lifting up. Same with the back of the heart. It's almost like you're resting on this energy, riding a wave like a boat. Extend your legs, and then begin to row the boat. Maybe the legs move together as you row. Play with it a bit. Lift the feet higher. Hold. Exhale, heels to floor. 3, 2, 1. Upright position. Dandasana. Lift the hands. Forward fold. Paschimottanasana. Again, neutral spine here. Almost a gentle arch in the spine. Use the core strength to bring the upper body forward, then down. Bend the knees now. Grab opposite elbows underneath the knees. Round forward. Restorative version of Paschimottanasana. Since your knees are quite bent here, your back is protected from the rounding. So go ahead and round forward as far as you can. Let go of opposite elbows, press into sits bones. Tone the abdomen, tuck the tailbone. Come back up to Dandasana. And make your way to the floor. Take your time getting there. Still that imaginary lift in the back body. Round down. Big exhale when you land. Make the exhale audible to yourself. Inhale through the nose. Big sigh on this exhale. Ah. Give the sigh another voice on the next exhale. Ah. Knees up to chest. It's too bad we need to bring this class to a close. We'd do some more core work. Stay tuned for future classes in which we have a real core focus and do some great work with the abs. Very important this time when we're all more or less homebound to strengthen the abdominal muscles, because we're doing a lot of sitting, most of us. And that can lead to some real discomfort in the back. Exhale, chin between knees, because the belly and the back have a reciprocal relationship. If the belly's too flabby, the muscles too untoned, creates strain on the back. Apanasana. Let the feet come to the floor, shoulder blades back down, head to the floor. Place the hands underneath the hips and lift the hips into Setubandha Sarvangasana, bridge pose. In bridge, if the knees are splaying out like this, you feel the effect on the lower back. So tighten things up, bring the thighs toward each other, and then re-engage the feet, lift the hips higher. Another modification here, roll from shoulder to shoulder to open the heart even further. For those of you who have wheel in your practice, you can bring the hands up by the head and arch into wheel. Otherwise, stay here and take a few full breaths. Feel the chest rise with each inhale, the hips rise, thighs move closer to each other, like they're holding an imaginary block in place between them. Neck gets longer. Keep the gaze focused on the ceiling or eyes closed. If you're in wheel, come out. Return to bridge and come down, everyone. From bridge, let the shoulders come back out. Shoulder blades firmly touch the ground. Lower back, glutes, everything relaxes into the floor. Feel the support of the ground, the floor, the earth. Feel how that connection actually rejuvenates the body. Cells are all regenerating now. Each one of them alive and popping with consciousness. Systems within systems within systems. Let the knees move side to side. The chin, the gaze, the head moves in the opposite direction of the knees. Come back to center. Lift the knees up toward the chest again. This time grab for the outsides of the feet in happy baby. Once you've got the outsides of the feet, let the sacrum come back down toward the floor. Likewise with the back of the head, shoulders. When the back body is completely on the ground, then begin to play with the feet, lengthening one than the other. Lengthen both legs. Draw the knees down toward the floor, toward the armpits. Let the outsides of the feet go. Bring the feet up toward the ceiling. Legs are completely extended here. And on a count of 10, bring the heels toward the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and touch, exhale. Shavasana. We're over time in class, but we'll do 5 minutes of Shavasana with singing bowl. Drag your heels out a little bit from the center line of the body. If you have a mat, they can be on the corners of the mat. Move the hands out from the body to make space for the armpits to breathe, a cooling energy to come into the body. Maybe make a few gentle movements as you enter Shavasana. Maybe the head lifts up off the floor, chin to chest, to create more space for the neck. We'll do a flex and release exercise for the next minute or two. Starting with a breath in through the nose. On a count of 10, begin to tighten the feet by expressing the toes back toward the nose and pressing into the heels. Keep breathing in, and at the height of the breath, hold. Feel the tenseness in the feet, the calf muscles. Press the knees toward each other, the thighs toward each other, and continue to hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale and release the lower body. Inhale again, count of 10. As you're inhaling, clench the fists. Bring the elbows in toward the ribs and lift the shoulders up toward the ears. Hold this position for 5, 4, tense or still, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release the arms, release the fists, release any tension in the mind. One last round of tensation and release. Inhale, count of 10, slow and steady, building energy on the inhale. As you do this, tighten the jaw, the throat. Hold tension. Press the back of the head into the floor. And exhale, release all the tension in the face, the neck, the throat, the head. Relax. On a count of 5, you will become completely relaxed. 5, eyes come fully to a close. The lids feel very heavy. 4, the body takes over the in and out breath completely. 3, the body feels very heavy. You could choose to move it at any time, but you ought not to. 2, a white, warm light seems to fill your form. It's moving in through the third eye center, filling up the body, bringing ease to every muscle, every cell. 1, you are completely and utterly relaxed. Return now to an embodied state of awareness. Consciously inhale through the nose and exhale out the nose. Flutter the eyes and move your head from side to side at a slow and even pace. As you continue to exhale and inhale consciously, know how beautiful it is that the body can do all the work of breathing for you at any time. You allow it to take over. But for the moment, direct the energy of the breath out to the limbs. Feel the core of the body rise and fall with the breath. And use the mind to direct the energy up the shoulders, down the arms, to the wrists and fingers, the spaces in between the fingers and the tips of the fingers. Direct the energy of the breath down through the hips, down the legs to the backs of knees, the ankles, the soles of feet, the space in between the toes and the tips of the toes. Reach your hands up overhead. Place the back of hands on the mat of the floor. Press down into heels and stretch in opposite directions. Big, long stretch, big, long inhale. Exhale onto your favorite side in the fetal position. Know as you rest in this fetal position that all this joyful work, the asanas of yoga, the macro movements, the subtle movements, the breath is for the day complete. You are complete. All is well, all is taken care of. And when you have the felt sense of this, the heart level, make your way to a seated position with eyes closed and hands at heart center to end class for the day. As usual, we will end class with an in-breath, and on the out-breath we'll make the sound of Om together. Then we'll bow out. So everyone together, inhale. Exhale, Om. One last time, press into sits bones. Lift the heart. Open your eyes. From my highest self to your highest self. The light in me honors the light in each of you. Namaste. Thank you for being here, everyone. Tomorrow evening at 5:45 p.m. Mountain Standard Time will be Manitou Meditation Immersion. We'll be practicing pranayama, some chant perhaps, and definitely meditation for about 30 minutes together as a community. So I look forward to seeing you there on this Facebook live stream. Also on Sunday through SunWater Spa's Facebook live stream, we'll be teaching Hatha Yoga. Maybe a different spin than today's class, so check in and catch it if you can. Would love to see you there. Have a wonderful week.